So today we're just going to cover off in quick fire 4 things you can do in Outlook to boost your productivity. But first I just need to install this Mac update because I've been holding off for ages, so let me just do that. And now we wait. Whilst we're waiting, 3 things you might not know about me. Thing number 1, I like chocolate. A lot. Not just a little bit, but a lot. I went through a phase when I was younger, and I would have a flake mousse, a Cadbury's flake mousse, for breakfast, for lunch, and for tea. Must have cost my parents a fortune. And then also, I don't eat any fruit. I haven't eaten a piece of fruit probably about 20 years or so. It's been at least literally 20 years since I've last had a physical piece of fruit. Just fruit smoothie is good, but no thanks. Number 2, people who buy Apple Macs and then go and install Windows on them. Why? Just why? Why would you go and spend all that money on a Mac, the brilliant operating system that's on there? It takes a special kind of person to go out and spend a couple of grand on something and then slap on something else that wasn't designed to run on it. And number 3, my 2 front teeth are false. And that came from when I was much younger and I was living in Lee Park. And I was hanging out at a skate park and skating up and down the ramps like you do. And there were just some kids there throwing rocks around, as kids tend to do in Lee Park for some reason. One of them bounced off one of the ramps and then kind of slingshot its way into my face, into my mouth, and so it knocked my 2 front teeth out. Lots of blood, trip to the dentist, and then they've kind of rebuilt my teeth. My teeth have never really been that good. No idea why. This was taking a very long time. I was kind of hoping that I could update the Mac and then carry on with the video, but I think this was a very bad idea. 44 minutes remaining. Well, that's going to screw up the 2-minute Tuesday. If you have either never played golf before or you are absolutely awful at playing golf, would you fancy playing a game with me? If there's enough interest, maybe we'll get a few of us together and we can go and have a bit of a battle round? A game? Don't know what you call it. Yeah, if there's enough interest, drop a comment down below and we'll see if there's enough interest to actually put something on and we can all look foolish together. And if you're not sure about the level that you might be at as a beginner, my level is that I can hit the ball mostly in a straight line, but it normally just rolls along the ground. That's kind of where I'm at. This was a really stupid idea. So perhaps whilst we're waiting, we can show you some of the new offices we're in. That'd be quite good use of our time. Cool, so finally, looks like we're done. So on with today's reason for the video. We're just gonna go through in no particular order 4 things you can do that will speed up your daily workflows in Outlook. Now I'm going to be doing this on Outlook for Mac, which probably isn't helpful to some of you, but the steps are still valid for Outlook for Windows, and the steps still apply to Outlook for Windows, and to get to them are in very similar ways as well. So anyway, let's get on with it. Number 1 is Outlook rules. It is one of the very basic things that I think everybody should be aware of with Outlook, because it can organise so much stuff in your Outlook that's going on. If you're the kind of person that gets inundated with hundreds of emails every day like I am, you can have Outlook rules automatically file away these emails in folders. So I have a folder here set up specifically for newsletters, and rather than those emails coming into my main inbox and then me being distracted and working on the actual emails I do want to see, these emails come in, go straight into my newsletters folder. And the way you do this is you find an email that you want to automate, for example. You can right click on it, go down to rules, and you can always you can select move messages from whoever they are. Click on that and it will open up a brand new rule. So you can then say, where do you want this to go to? Well, actually, I want these to go to my newsletters folder. Choose that folder. Done. That's it. Everything in future from this particular email address will now go into my newsletters folder. It's so simple to do, and you can set that on your customer emails. You can set them up on entire email domains, so rather than having individuals, it will do anything from @theirdomain.com will go into this folder. Tickets from our help desk system, CVs from people applying for jobs. They'll just filter down into your inbox. You can still see them in your Outlook. It will have a little one next to the folder when there's an email in there to read, but it won't appear in your main inbox. One thing just to be aware of with this particular, with the rules, is that once you do set them up, you won't then see them on your phone. So if you've got your email set up on your phone, you won't see that email at all unless you then go and browse and look into that folder. So just keep that in mind. Number 2 is something called Quick Actions. Now, frustratingly, I can't show you this on my Mac because they haven't added that functionality into the Mac client. Really annoying because I used it all the time on Windows. However, if I just bring across an image of it here that you'll be able to see, at the top of your Outlook, you will have something called the Quick Actions, or Quick Steps it's called here. And that will allow you, in one button, to do something with an email, whether that's forward it on to somebody, delete it, mark it as read, anything you want to do, you can click on one button. And it doesn't do just one thing, it can do a whole series of things. I used to use it all the time for our invoices. So whenever we received a supplier invoice with an attached PDF, I would check the PDF over, click the Quick Actions button, and all that would do is forward it on to Receipt Bank, which is one of our account systems that automatically scans in our PDF invoices and then sends it on to our Xero account system. And over time, that of course saves so much time because I don't have to keep going in, typing forward to Receipt Bank, click on send, forward to Receipt Bank, click on send. I can just click, 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 and it's always done, taken care of really easily. Number 3 is rooms and resources. So when you have a conference room, a meeting room, a boardroom, you can even have something like cars in there. We have one of our pool cars in there. So rather than having paper-based diaries or paper-based calendars, you can have what's called, with Microsoft Exchange and Office 365, you have a resource. What we're going to do as an example here is we're just going to go into create a new meeting. I'm going to call it meeting, if I can spell, with clients. And if you go up to the scheduling icon here, you can then go down here and add a room. So we're going to add in our conference room, which is already there, add to meeting. If we close that down, you will then be able to see that the conference room here appears, and from here you can then see when the meeting room is going to be in use. You'll be able to see here, for example, that the meeting room, conference room is already booked up, so you know not to be able to book it. So it's definitely worth using this because you'll be able to see the availability. If you have anything that only one person can use at any one time, then these kind of resources are fantastic to be able to use within Outlook. So again, another one that will help you save a bit of time, gets lots of information off of paper-based diaries and calendars as well, which is well worth doing. Helps you digitize yourself. So that's number 3. And then number 4 is searching in Outlook. And lots of people don't realize how powerful the search can be. So for example, you can also search for whether the email has attachments, what data came from, how big the email was, what the words were within the content of the email, what words were in the subject of the email. You can search on so many things that you can really narrow down your searches very quickly and find the exact same thing you're after. So for example, if I wanted to find one of these emails here, so I can just copy the email address from here, go up into search, paste the email address in, hit return, and that will return all the emails with that email address on there. But then if you actually go up to the search tab here, you can then see there are so many more things you can do. So attachments, the thing I want to find has an attachment. So that filters down to all the attachments that are in there. Let's have a look if I can add in the item contains, or let's do the subject contains MSG. Strange. But again, that will return all results that have an attachment and the subject that I'm looking for and the email address I'm looking for as well. And so you can see how you can use Outlook to really filter down and get specific on the email that you're trying to find. And you can see it's filtered it down immediately, so I can only see the last 2 weeks worth of those emails that have an attachment, have MSG in the subject, and have our telephone number in the body, as well as the email address we're looking for. So that's it for this week. Please like the video if you did. Please subscribe if you're not already. If you are watching on either LinkedIn or YouTube, please do comment, please do like, please do share it. It helps fight those the LinkedIn and YouTube algorithm monsters that seem to kind of bury lots of the content. So yeah, please do, really, really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.